Good day, viewers and our listeners. Welcome to Truth Line. I am Suleiman Haruna, your host. Today we'll be discussing strike, the importance and the dismerit of strike, especially within the economic structure of the nation. How important it is for the citizens, the country, and the other countries of the world that actually partners with our nations. With me in the studio is Dr. Suleiman Muhammad, who will be giving us the in-depth of the importance of strike, considering the position of the nation, how important it is, not only to the nation entirely, but especially to individuals. Like I said, we'll bring it in today to help us unravel the best benefits of strike. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you, Suleiman. The viewers at home.
Like we said, he's an expert when it comes to public analysis, the social part of it. He'll be giving us the in-depth on how best we can go in achieving the best in terms of engaging ourselves using the best means, which is strike, within the nation, outside the nation, and also to give us the in-depth of what strike is all about. Doctor, what is strike?
Thank you once again for having me. Yeah, the strike or industrial action, as we may put it, is basically a tool that the citizen has of pressing home their demands from the government, particularly the working class, the artisan, whichever class of people you belong to a certain society. Strike is a tool that the citizen has in pressing home their demand from the government when they feel that certain things are not done the right way. Having said this, the strike action in most cases is not just happening as regards to if the citizen will just wake up to go on the street and start asking for a certain thing. I think a certain action of the government might have triggered the issue of strike action, and people will go on the street and start asking, this is what we want. There are placards with several inscriptions of it. I think this is basically what strike.
Thank you. That is, strike all entails in demanding for your rights. Thank you. But severally, we observe within certain groups who actually engage in this. Is it means that the government of the day refused to either listen or in advancing forward what has been laid down or agreed upon? Which one out of this that is actually the cause of strike?
Thank you very much. You see, the issue, just like I said it earlier on, once there is a demand, people will actually make attempts to get what they want from this authority. And once that thing is not being given to them, there are actions even before strike. People can write, people can make presentation, people can even delegate some people, meet them or please, this is what we want. Bring the result back to us so that we can be at peace if they have promised us to do this and if they will do it. But in a situation where all these things face, it is then the strike now become an option.
Thank you, Doctor. That is so that both us in the studio and then people out there will have this understanding. That is, this protest that is observed, there are certain reasons that actually necessitate that. It doesn't just happen. There are certain issues that have been discussed. It is due to the failure of either of the parties that actually caused this. Is that actually the position? Because in some situations, sometimes we blame people who actually engage in such a manner. That is, we try to, within our own opinion, not actually go into the in-depth, just like you said. That is, there are certain reasons that causes this. There is an engagement between the two parties. It is due to the failure of one or the other that caused the issue of strike. How can the strike be managed that will give us a result that will benefit both the aggrieved and then the respondents?
I think let's not miss the point. Let's separate the strike from protest. They are two different things.
Good.
Yes. When you talk about strike is simply when the workers of a certain organization decide to stay back at home without going to work. And by doing that, the economy of that certain organization paralyzed. So when you talk of protest, it is a way of going to the streets with placards, inscription on it, with whatever language, and start demanding for the rights, understand, of those people that no, this is what we want. We have stayed back, we have written, we have done this. There is no action. I think protest, we consider it to be the last option. And that is why you see that in most cases government don't always like protest, because by the time people start coming out on the street to demand for their rights, they will not be comfortable, because there are so many cases when peaceful protests will evolve into a bigger crisis and the government cannot manage it. That is why you see that each time the government sees that no, the way this thing is going, if we don't act immediately, there will be problem. It is there you see the mouthpiece of the government, either the commissioner for information, the minister for information, and all, they will just come on the air. No, we have done this, we have done this is what we want. Please give us time. But in a nutshell, if that thing is actually done, I don't think there will be need for either strike or protest. I think this is how it goes.
Thank you very much. Just like you said, it has, in most cases, it has a negative impact as concerning the economy of the nation. How can this be prevented?
It can be prevented when the government keep to their promises. It can be prevented in such a way that when people believe that this is what the government should do for us, and they go out to demand for these rights, and it is not being given to them, automatically there will be problem. And when that problem comes, just like I told you, it will paralyze the economy and it will affect the growth of the nation. Because once the economy is not functioning, a lot of things will come. You understand? So if the government actually wants something to happen, they know the way to prevent it.
What are these ways?
Good. It may be what the citizens are demanding are not there. But if, let's take for instance, there was an incident that happened recently. There are some pensioners, I think police retired officers. They came they came to the police headquarters and asked, what have we done? We served this nation for a meritorious 35 years, and our stipends that are supposed to be given to us are not given to us. We've been, doing all sorts of things, and not that this thing is not there, the money is there. We've been going about, having meetings and all that. Sometimes they say our files are missing. The organization we serve, that we have our records, so our records are no longer available and we cannot pay us. So all these things were there, and some of these people, a lot of them are sick. Some of them cannot have their family be together again because they cannot pay their school fees, their children's school fees, they cannot pay their bills. So the whole thing, you understand, went beyond the hand of the government, and the government cannot, control it at that time, because beyond what the government can handle. So at the end of the day, the problem escalated. So the government know how to nip it on the bud by, meeting the demand of these people have an issue, because they know what to do. Is it that the fund is not there? Is it that they don't have the record of these people? Is it that they don't want to pay, or they are doing it very blatantly? So the government know what to do. That is why there are departments for all these things. Before, like One of my friends is in US. He just called me that his dad just retired because he's there with his father. So he doesn't even need to go anywhere, you understand? Everything, the system works perfectly there because he said the day you gain employment, the documents are there, all the years you serve in the service, the day, in fact, down to the day you are going to leave the service, they have the record. You don't need to start going up and processing that. No, the system takes care of you. And what it wants end, your stipends will come to you. In such an environment, will there any need for either strike or protest? So I think this is how.
Thank you very much. This always brings us to the issue of structure. Is this a failure on the part of the government?
Yes, to a large extent. To a large extent. It is a failure on the part of the government because when the system fails to work, it affects everything. In an environment where the system works, you don't need. Let me give you an example. We are here today. You are in charge of this program.
Thank you.
When you invite us to come in, if your microphone is not working, there is no light, no AC, everybody. Okay, we are going though because we cannot stay in this environment. But we make sure you put all these things in order. This is the system we are talking about. We don't need to start looking how we can get this thing together so that the system can work for us to be comfortable here so that we can do what we want to do and go away. So the system has collapsed completely. That is the problem. If the system works, there is no need for all this thing. They know what to do and they are refusing to do it. To me, I keep on saying it that the citizens are not asking for too much because somebody who has served, he deserves his wages to be paid to him. Even we are even talking about those who have retired. The people that are in service, some of them have issues that it prolongs, you understand, before those issues can be resolved. And this thing that is coming is where he takes care of himself, his family, and his bills. And how do you want him to survive? So we can put the system in place. If the system works perfectly, there's no need of all this trouble here and there. Let me give you an example. When I traveled to Dubai in 2012, when we were about to come, I called my boss, our tour guide. He told me that here you don't process anything. Because I was speech. I said, how can you say, let's go and submit our Bible. So when they saw us, they said, what are you guys saying? My friend said, what is your Bible? Don't worry. Everything, they know our hotel room, they know the right time. In fact, we were there, they could hear everything perfectly. We don't even know where all these things are done. But if it is here, you stay in the sun, in the rain, sometimes you even collapse. You beg for money to buy your water. So that is the system.
Doctor, let me ask this question. The administrators of these very issues, are they not citizens of this country?
They are. They are the citizens of this country. You see, the issue is that when you have a system that has rotted for a very long time, it takes a long time to correct such system again. And this is where corruption comes in. Because we know that this thing can be done, it's doable. That is why the structure is put in place to take care of this thing. But the administrators, just like you rightly said, are there and they don't want this thing to work. Because if it works, the benefit they are getting, the kickback will not be there for them. And that is where we have the problem. I'm sorry to put it in that, but that is exactly what is happening. Because if you know that this thing you are doing, if you do it, instantly the system will take care of you. You will not go to China today and talk about corruption. Everybody will run away because they don't know whether you come to set them up. You understand? Because the moment you commit it, you see the result immediately. Yes. So let me quote what the former vice president of this country, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, he said, in a country where there is no consequences for the action of the wrongdoers, such country is doomed, and that is why we are here today. I'm sure you know what happened recently when the president pardoned some group of people that generated a lot of argument in the country. These are the wrongdoers who have committed grievous offense against the country, against humanity, and you are pardoning them. People who have killed, people who have pushed drugs, people who have kidnapped, who have done a lot of wrong things.
But some people are of ideas that it's only for them to, the reason is to serve either a terms that is considered as a punishment. It is not of life issues. Some have been sentenced to a certain years. That is, some of these people as considered being freed. It is considered by the pronouncement of the courts.
You see,
that was the presentation that was given to the Mr. President.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
There was a committee that was set up,
yeah.
which the Minister of Justice and Anti-Graft Distribution is the chairman of that committee.
Yeah.
And again, they reviewed these cases, you understand,
okay.
before they now submit their report to the Mr. President. That Mr. President did not just wake up to say this is the person I will give a pardon. It is the prerogative of the president to pardon anybody who wishes to pardon. But the recommendation must come from the committee, which is headed by the Minister of Justice and Anti-Graft Distribution. There are grievous offences that you don't joke with. Somebody who killed, who they play kill somebody, you understand? And he has not shown any sign of remorse.
Well, how do we know that?
Good.
Yeah.
The person has been sentenced, you understand?
Okay.
That
is the issue of showing remorse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The case went through High Court, Appeal Court to Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And before the Supreme Court made a final judgment, you understand? And the person has been kept where he's supposed to be, you understand? And now, you come back, the prison of the correctional center officials are there, they are watching. The people are going to visit the culprits, you understand? And they know the responses they are coming to, you know, all these emails you see, they have daily intakes of their attitude that they report back to the authority. So those who are showing remorse, those who have regretted their action, they know, you understand? Someone who has not regretted his or her action and you are pardoning the person, meaning that if you bring him back to the community, him or her to the community, he will do the worst.
Sorry, let me bring you here. But you are not there. Just like you said.
Yes.
You said there are representatives
Exactly.
that actually make such recommendations.
Yes.
Are you telling the audience now that there are bias?
No, you see, yes, I was not there, and I'm not supposed to be there before I know what happens there. People are there, they came back to speak to the public. Maybe they may be biased, or something might have gone on that, you understand? Who knows?
That led to this public complaint.
So why, when that pronunciation was made, there was public outcry, and the government had to receive their decision.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that the government received their decision, and they even, the Minister of Justice and Attorney-General even came up to say that is not the final list, you understand? That they have not concluded, meaning that they knew that what they did is wrong.
Good. That will bring me to this question. Have the civil society doing or performing to the responsibility?
Thank you very much. A very wonderful question. There are over 1,001 civil society organizations, NGO, CBO, and the rest of them doing one work, humanitarian work or the other, you understand, to make sure that our society is. But the issue is that there are a lot of them that came with nefarious activities, you understand, that have ulterior motive, that it is not that humanity services they come, they pretend that they are coming to render their rendering. If you watch, I think in the heap of Boko Haram insurgency in Borno, at a point the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulu, was frustrated. He came and said all the NGOs should move out from Borno because what they are doing is not exactly what he said. Yes, it's not helping matters. So there are some few genuine ones that are actually doing the right thing, but there are a lot of them that look at NGO as an avenue of making money, you understand? And once they have achieved that,
that is certainly we should not give up hope.
No, we should not give up. We should keep on trying. We should keep on, because you see, by the time you give up hope, automatically the whole system has collapsed completely. But by the time we still keep on saying it, making our demands known to the government and pressurizing them, you understand? These people did not fall from the heaven that are ruling us. We select them among us and they go there, you understand? So but when they get there are some certain individuals who form clique that did not want the right information to get to them so that they can act. And even if that right information get to them, they will tell them no, it's just some few opinions that the larger society are in tandem with what we are doing, which is a lie. Because they have succeeded in building fence around there. That is why anybody that have gone to the government and come back, they will tell you, it is like one big mask that cover our. It is now that the mask has been
serious.
opened, you understand? So that is the problem. So we'll keep on doing the right thing. We'll keep on doing the right thing. Just like one of my friends used to say, he said that the leaders we look onto are doing it. Not doesn't necessarily mean that when you get there, you cannot do better. You can do better. Some of us are even better than those people we see up there. You understand? It is a way of showing, patriotism, showing sincerity to your country. And once we are doing this, I was driving, I was taking my children to school, I think a few weeks ago, and we got to the traffic. It showed red. Before we even go there, one of them said, "Daddy, don't go." I said, "I know." I laughed. He said, "Daddy, don't." I said, "I will not." So I stopped. So the other one said, "Daddy, do you know that this traffic, if you go against it, they will arrest you?" I said, "Not even only arrest, it can cause us damage, even our life." He said, "Yes." So when the green shows, we go and say, "Daddy, I like it." So don't wait until somebody tell you the right thing to do. If you know the right, even if you are the only person doing it, do it. Yes. Because we are sending a very strong signal and a good example to people out there that let's do this. But there are people who tell you that, are you doing, you'll be hearing all sorts of things, but keep doing it, because one day that message will get across.
Thank you very much, Doctor. On your final note, what do you have to tell our audience when it comes exactly the issue of your rights and the strike?
Exactly. I think our rights, we should make sure as citizens that our rights is always protected, because those people out there, up there, they make sure they protect their rights. You cannot see any elected representative, either in the state or national assembly, that will tell you that you will not receive his allowance before he talks of his constituency. It's a lie. You understand? So let us always make sure that our rights, we demand for our rights, and our rights is protected. And once we demand for it, you understand, and it's not given to us, I will not advocate for any forceful means of asking for it. There are ways we can still keep on trying, you understand, so that our rights can be given to us. Just like the case example I gave you of that presidential pardon. When Nigerians came in unison and voiced out, the government listened. They know that yes. So if we can be coming out like that in every issue and tell the government that no, because democracy is a government of the people by the people and for the people. So those people who queue up in the sun, rain, to vote, have the right, because we give them the mandate to demand for their rights, and that right must be given.
Thank you so much, Doctor. At this point, we sincerely appreciate you. And then until next episode, when we shall be inviting you again to give us an in-depth to this issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, viewers at home.
The audience, thank you so much for staying tuned. Till next time, when we shall be bringing you another episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.